Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Harley Rogers and in today's video I'm doing this simple drugstore makeup look today. It's just a simple brown smoky eye with a nude lip. So as I said, yes, I'm using just all drugstore products in this video, which I've always find really helpful when people do these kind of videos because not everyone can afford the high-end brands. I personally can't unless it's a Morphe eyeshadow palette. That's all I spend my money on. So yeah, these kind of videos are really helpful, so I hope I can help you guys in finding drugstore products that are good and that work and that are affordable, because that's all that matters, as long as they're good, work and are affordable. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the video. So as you can see, I've already done my eyebrows and I've already set my lids with concealer. I just used the Lasting Perfection Collection concealer and I set my lids with the Collection Pressed Powder in the shade Ivory, and I filled in my brows with the NYX Brow Pomade in the shade Noir, or Black, but it's also called Noir. I've done this because I feel like it's a really boring step, and also because I look like shit without my eyebrows on, and I feel like the world doesn't need to see me without them on because I look hideous. So that's the main reason why, to be honest with you, which is why I start most of my videos with me with eyebrows on. But saying that, let's carry on. So I'm going to start off with the eyes. I don't have any drugstore eyeshadow palettes. I've got one of the, let me show you. So I've got one by The Balm. I mean, in countries like America and Australia, they say that these are drugstore, but in the UK, they don't have The Balm. I'm pretty sure. We've got Benefit, but we don't have The Balm. So I'm not going to use it because it's not, you know, officially drugstore to me. As far as I'm aware, we don't sell The Balm in the UK. I had to get this online. So what I'm going to do is I've got a few contour palettes. I've got one from Revolution. I've got one from NYX because we actually do sell NYX in the UK, which is amazing. And I've also got a Maybelline City bronzer as well that I can use. And I'm just going to do a simple smoky brown eye today. Just because I'm not feeling like doing something over the top and crazy, because it's been a bit of a tough week this week. Which is why I haven't filmed much last week either. It's just been a bit of a struggle. You know, but life goes on, so I'm just filming for you today. So starting off with the Revolution Bronzing Contour Palette, so it's mostly just a contour palette. I'm going to start off with this orangey sort of shade here and use it as a transition shade. Just blending that in. It's actually a really pretty transition shade actually. Wow, I'm very impressed with that. It's very pigmented. I'm just going to do one eye for now, and then I'll do the other eye off camera. Okay, so now that the transition shade is on, I'm going to take my NYX palette. I don't know what shade to use. I think I'm going to go in, this palette is very used, I really want to get a new one, but I think I might go in with this shade. See if it actually does anything. Not really doing much. I'm just using my Sigma E40 tapered blending brush, by the way. I might take some of the colour next to it. It's more of a bronzing shade, and we'll see if that does anything. That's better. I'm sorry if you can hear my laptop in the background, by the way. It's my old laptop and I've been playing Sims 3. So so it's making a bit of noise in the background. If you can hear anything, that's what it is, or it could be the outside world because that also makes a noise, so can't help it, just can't help it. You can then keep going back in with that transition shade just to blend over the top with it. I might take a brush that actually grips onto the product a bit better. So I'm going to take that same bronzing shade And on a small fluffy brush, I'm going to pack that colour on. Now that I look at it on the brush, it's really not as dark as it comes out as in the on the palette. So I'm going to take this colour right here, and that one's a little bit darker if you can see. And I'm just going to pack that into my crease. And that seems to be doing the job. So then next, I think I'm just going to pack this Maybelline City Bronzer all over the lid. Hopefully it's dark enough. So I'm just going to take, what brush am I going to take? I'm just going to take a smaller, fluffier brush. I don't know if it's going to be dark enough. It looks quite orange. Do you know what? I should have used... Oh, I've scratched it up now. This was so beautiful. I should have used that dark shade. Do you know what? I'm just going to do that instead. And I'm going to use this on my other eye in the crease. So I'm just going to pack this all over the lid. All that fallout though. And that is why, ladies and gents, you do your eyeshadow before your bloody foundation. It's a nice little smoky eye though. I'm actually quite impressed with that. Yeah. What else I'm going to do is from that Revolution contour palette. It's also got like a highlighter shade here. This one. I'm going to highlight my brow bone. Don't know if anything will come out. Oh no, a little bit's coming out. We'll see if we can use some inner corner as well. See if it makes any sort of difference to it. I realise there's a gold on here that I could have used. I could have done like a gold eye, but I don't know how pigmented it is. No, it's not very pigmented. Oh, I mean, I did a swatch of my hand. It's not too bad. Oh, well, that could be for another time. So I'm just going to finish my other eye off camera and I will be right back. So I've done both my eyes. I just popped on some lashes. These aren't drugstore lashes. These are just ones from eBay. They don't actually have a name, but they are just some big wispy lashes that I'm obsessed with, that I love because they just look like they're expensive, but they're really, really not. But they're not drugstore, so I'm not going to include them because I don't have any other drugstore lashes. And I'm not going to wear lashes because it just completes the look. You have to wear lashes, so yeah. So with that being said, we can move on to the face. So I'm taking my Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the shade Natural Ivory 105 and just taking some on the back of my hand, and a little goes a long way with this. Like, it doesn't look like much, but it really spreads around the face really well. I'll probably have to get a little bit more for my forehead. It's also a very runny consistency, so you have to use a beauty blender. I mean, you could use a kabuki brush or like a big flat shader brush, but I find that using a beauty blender works much better. And I was right, I just needed a little bit for my forehead. Add the tiniest bit to my hand. It's good that you don't need a lot of this product because it means it will last you a lot longer. So next for concealer, I'm not going to use my Tarte Shape Tape today because that's not drugstore. I'm going to go back in with my Collection Lasting Perfection concealer in the shade Extra Fair. I used this, as I said, to set my lids. I'm kind of running out, but I've got two to use. Although actually there's still quite a lot left in there. Yeah, it's right then. I actually love this concealer. Like, it's really, really good, and it's so bloody affordable. So I'm just going to use my beauty blender again and pat this into my skin. So now that's all blended in, I'm going to take my Collection pressed powder in the shade Candlelight It's just this darkest shade here because my foundation is way too light, so I have to use a really dark powder compared to my, it doesn't look that dark, but it is pretty dark compared to my face. I nearly dropped this brush behind my radiator just now, and I would have really, I would have screamed, and I would have left it in the video just to show my frustration, because it means I'd never get it back again. And I love this powder brush. So I'm just going to pat this into my skin on top of my foundation and concealer, just to mattify my face. I feel like I'm about to hit pan on this powder as well, which is really sad. I hate hitting pan on anything, on eyeshadows, on highlighters, on contours and bronzes, and now I'm getting powder in my eye. This is just not going well for me. Yeah, it's near the bottom. Wah. I feel like I look really pale on this video camera. Do I look pale? I probably will do when I go back and edit this, and I'm just gonna kick myself. So now that my face is nice and matte, we can go back onto the eyes, and I'm just gonna take that orangey transition shade from the Revolution contour palette, and I'm just gonna run this under both of my eyes without sticking the brush in my eye, because I do that all the time, or I get the powder in my eye. And that bloody hurts. And then from the next palette, I'm going to take this dark shade here, just blow away all the fallout, and scratch my ear because it's really itchy, and then and then run this under my under eye area. Oh, it's a lot more pigmented on the under eye area, or on my under eye. I don't know why I said area. Who knows? And then using my Sigma brush to just blend this all together. And then quickly just add some mascara. I'm just going to do that off camera because it's so boring. Does anyone else think that it's really boring to watch? Or is it just me? I think it's just me. So I wanted to try that highlight shade from the Revolution blush palette on my inner corner. So let's see if it actually does anything. Not really. Not really. Okay. Well, in that case, where's my highlighter? So I'm going to take my highlighter, the LA Girl Strobe Light Strobing Powder in the shade 90, and this stuff is great. I mean, look at the difference. You can already see. Can you see it? I can. You can already see the colour popping. Absolutely popping off. So the eyes are done, so we can go on to contouring, bronzing, highlighting, and then the lips. So once again, going in with my Revolution contour palette, I keep using this. I am going to take this shade right here next to the transition shade that we used. This is a perfect contouring shade for my skin tone. It just matches like a dream. So I'll be a bit annoyed when I run out. So just contouring my cheekbones, my jawline, my forehead, so my ear's burning up. Does that mean someone's talking about me? Ooh. I wonder who it is. No idea. Oh my god, there's a massive pigeon outside my window. It's huge. Jesus Christ, I feel the need to show you. Can you see it? Look at it, it's massive. Okay, it doesn't look as massive on camera, but it's huge. That's a big boy. And then I'm just going to contour my nose, the tiniest bit. Just run it up and down my nose a little bit. Next, onto bronzer. Now, if you've seen my previous videos, you know how much I love this bronzer. I just think it's the perfect shade, and it just bronzes your skin like a dream. So just taking this on a big bronzing brush. And look at that. Oh, I mean, it looks like too much bronzer on camera, but to me, you can never have too much bronzer. You can never look too tanned. Can you? No. No, you can't. So I just put this everywhere. Because I'm obsessed. Usually I would just do my cheekbones, but I do the whole face. I do like to go in with my powder brush though and blend it all together, just so it looks nice and seamless. So I realised I haven't really got any powders from my contour kit to bake with. Sorry, this just opened and closed like really violently. Because I ran out on these really, so I'm just going to use powder. I'm going to use my dark powder, my candlelight one, and just bake underneath my contour. I've hit pan. Can you see? Right there. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. It's so sad. So going back in with that highlighter again that I used for my inner corner, which I've also hit pan with very badly. I'm going to highlight my cheekbones, my nose, tip of my nose, and my cupid's bow. Finally, for lips, I am taking the Revolution liquid lipstick and liquid and lip liner in the shade Noble. My best friend, or one of my best friends, gave me a whole box full of them. I was meant to do a lipstick swatch, but I just never got around to it. Now my sister has one of them too. I need to get that back before she uses it all. So, yeah. So I'm using this shade Noble. It's just a normal, nice nude shade. And I'm first of all just going to line my lips. Ow, it's really sharp. Do you know what? It's too sharp and I can't be bothered to sharpen it. So I'm just going to use the applicator for the liquid lipstick instead. And look at it, it's just such a nice colour. And this colour just perfectly matches the brown smoky eye. So that is it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. It was just a simple drugstore makeup tutorial. Nothing too glamorous. It's actually quite simple. But I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. It would mean so much. So yeah, thank you. I will see you in my next video. Bye.